Every single AI company, from tiny startups to giants like Google and Meta, is stuck inside a prison. But this prison isn't made of steel bars. It's built from silicon and software. And the warden is one company, NVIDIA. This is the insane story of how they pulled it off and why nobody has figured out how to escape. You've seen the headlines. ChatGPT, generative AI, it's an all-out gold rush, and it's changing the world. At the very center of this explosion are specialized chips called GPU. In this gold rush, NVIDIA isn't just selling picks and shovels. They own the entire gold mine. The tools, the land, and the roads. They control an insane 92% of the data center GPU market. But if you think this is just about having the fastest chips, you're missing the real story. The real prison isn't the hardware, it's the code. The secret to NVIDIA's total dominance is a single word: CUDA. Imagine if for the past 20 years, every great idea in AI, every breakthrough, every discovery was written in a special language that only runs on NVIDIA computers. That's exactly what CUDA is. Launched back in 2006, CUDA was NVIDIA's brilliant move to unlock the insane parallel processing power of their GPUs for scientists and developers. Before CUDA, programming a GPU was a total nightmare. So NVIDIA spent over $1 billion creating a platform that made it easy. They gave away tools, built libraries, and grew a massive community that now powers everything from supercomputers to AI startups. They built a massive, deep moat around their castle. A moat made of billions of lines of code and 2 decades of work that competitors just can't cross. This software lock-in created a prison for everyone else, and the walls are getting higher. The first wall is cost. With no real competition, NVIDIA basically gets to name their price for the chips that everyone desperately needs, and companies have no choice but to pay up. The second wall is that there's no alternative. Seriously, companies like AMD and Intel are making powerful chips. Some of AMD's latest hardware can even go toe-to-toe with NVIDIA's. But great hardware is basically a paperweight if the software can't use it. Moving a huge AI model from CUDA to a different platform is an expensive, difficult, and incredibly risky nightmare. NVIDIA's ecosystem is just that much better and easier to use. And this leads to the third and most dangerous wall, the innovation bottleneck. When one company has this much power, it gets to decide the future for everyone. Is the most important technology of our lifetime going to be controlled by the roadmap of a single company? That's a question that has regulators so concerned that the US Department of Justice is now reportedly conducting an antitrust investigation into NVIDIA. Of course, people are trying to break out. AMD is throwing everything it has into its own software, ROCm, as an open-source alternative. Intel is pushing its One API toolkit, trying to build a universal standard for all kinds of chips. But these are desperate, last-ditch efforts, and they are years, maybe even a decade, behind. It's like trying to build a brand new New York City right next to the real one after it's been growing for 20 years. The roads are there, the buildings are there, and all the people are already there. Trying to get everyone to move is almost impossible. The revolution just hasn't happened. NVIDIA's strategy was nothing short of genius. They didn't just sell chips. They built a platform and convinced the entire world to build the future on it. They knew a hardware advantage can disappear overnight, but a software ecosystem, once everyone is locked in, is almost impossible to beat. That lethal combination of the best hardware and the absolutely essential CUDA software has created a monopoly on the engine that powers our future. So I have to ask you, do you think companies like AMD and Intel can ever actually break free? Or is the entire AI industry just stuck in NVIDIA's world for good? Let me know down in the comments, because for right now, The road to the future runs straight through NVIDIA's prison, and they're holding every single key.